Hello, welcome to day 6 of the series, Awakening to Purpose. Today we are going to talk about vision, the power of vision. We are going to explore the role vision plays in the life of a purpose-driven person, the importance of having a vision. The first day we talked about the definition of purpose. What is purpose? We try to define purpose. The second day we look at the reason why purpose matters, right? So we look at why purpose matters. The third day we look at the anatomy of purpose. We try to look at the elements, the things that make up purpose, right? We look at things like passion, gifts, values. On the fourth day, we explore gifts, the link between gifts and purpose. And on the fifth day, we look at values as compass of purpose. Today, we are going to look at the power of vision. The power of vision. It is not enough to have a purpose. It is not enough to have a sense of purpose. It is also important to have a vision. What is vision? Vision is a mental picture of a future you desire. Vision is the things you see when you close your eyes, right? It is a mental picture of the kind of impact that your soul longs to create. Vision is seeing purpose in images, right? Vision is giving your purpose a mental picture. You are seeing yourself doing purpose in the highest level, right? In the highest level possible. That is what vision is. So it's important that you have vision while you are living a purpose-driven life. Purpose is why, right? Purpose is why you exist. It's the biggest motivation for the decision you take, right? It is the message you want to pass. It is the message you want to communicate to the world. It is your why. Why vision is where. Purpose is why, vision is where. So you don't just need a sense of purpose, you also need a sense of direction. So vision is what gives shape, movements, and clarity to what? Purpose. So vision gives shape, movement, and clarity to purpose. So vision helps you to give your purpose a shape, right? It helps you to move. It helps you to take action, because when you have a mental image of what your life will look like when you stay on the path of purpose, the kind of impact your soul longs for, right? That means that your purpose now has shape. It helps to trigger movements, and it also brings clarity. You know the direction you are going so that you don't get distracted. Vision helps you to see the impact your life can make beyond your current circumstance, right? It helps you to see the kind of impact. See, the emphasis is on impact. It helps you to see the kind of impact your life can make beyond your current circumstance. Because I have said in the first video, I said that being a purpose-driven person does not mean that difficult life circumstances will not come. They are things that are outside of our circle of control. So you have these two cycles. This is your cycle of what? Control or influence. Now, the bigger cycle is your cycle of what? Concerns. So life circumstance falls under the cycle of concerns. There are the things we don't have control. You don't have control of who is going to be the next president. You don't have controls of the climate change, the weather condition, right? You don't have control in terms of inflation, the prices of things. But there are things that you can control. There are things you can determine, right? So in as much as you are purpose driven, you are living your life with a sense of purpose, a sense of contribution, difficult situations might come. But the thing in life is to know, right, whether your pain, whether the difficulties you are passing through, whether they are meaningful or they are meaningless. So when you have a mental picture of where you want to take your life to, of the kind of impact your life can make if you stay with purpose, that mental picture helps to give you resilience, right? It helps you to see beyond your present circumstances, so that the current life situation, life difficulty, don't become excuse for you to give up, right? So purpose is fundamental, no doubt, but vision gives it form. Purpose is fundamental, but vision gives it form. Like you said, vision gives purpose shape. Purpose is your why, is a core reason for your being, but on its own, purpose can be abstract, right? It can be like something that is just in your head. It can be broad. Vision, on the other hand, it brings clarity. It's a clear mental picture of what living that purpose looks like. Of what living that purpose looks like. Because when you see what living that purpose looks like, right, it brings clarity to it. It's no longer abstract. It's no longer broad. So vision is what brings purpose to life in practical, tangible, and actionable ways. It is what brings purpose to life in practical, tangible, and what? Actionable ways. Purpose, vision helps you to vision. One of the things that vision does is that it helps you to plan, right? Because when you have seen a clear mental picture, right, it can bring clarity to purpose. It can help you to create actionable steps that you can take to realize the vision. Vision defines number one, what you are building or contributing. 2, who it will serve. 3, where you are headed with your gifts. And energy. So vision defines what you are building, who it will serve, where you are headed. We said that visions brings, it brings purpose to life in practical, tangible, and actionable way. It defines what you are building. So these three are the three elements of vision. So that when you are crafting your personal vision statement, or if you have a personal vision statement, you can use these three elements of vision to checkmate them, to look at these three elements, are they present in your vision statement? So number one is what you are building or contributing. So what are you building? What are you contributing? What is the service you are offering? Secondly, who will it serve? Who are your target audience? Who are going to be a member of your tribe, the tribe you want to lead? Where are you headed to? What is the direction you are headed to with your gifts and with your energy? Leadership begins with vision. A leader is a person that knows the way and goes the way. So when you conceive a vision, when you have a vision, you automatically have embarked on a journey of leadership. Do you understand? When you have a vision, you have become a leader and you pursue that vision. You have become, now, irrespective whether or not you have a lot of followers or you have people following, you have become a leader. You have become that is personal leadership. What you are building, right? What is the service, or what are you contributing? You have that. Now, let me try to explain this. My vision statement is this: I will become a leader in the field of personal development, inspiring others to live a fulfilling life. So this is my vision statement, right? So let us look at whether this vision statement has these three elements. So number one, what am I contributing? What am I building? What am I contributing? I am contributing what? Enlightenment, knowledge, empowerment. Secondly, who will it serve? Young people, old people. Right? Because what I want to do is that I want to spark something in the heart of people so that they can live a purpose-driven and a meaningful life. So that answers that. Who will it serve? Where am I headed to this? Where am I headed to this? So that talks about what? Direction. Where am I headed with my gifts and energy? So I want to see, this is where I'm headed to. I want to see a world where people are living a purpose-driven life. Right? Where people are passionately contributing to society. So I want to build a tribe of people who are living a purpose-driven life. So we have said that vision gives shape to your purpose. It gives shape to purpose, right? So let's say, for example, your purpose is to help awaken people to their potential, right? Your vision might be to create a global coaching platform that empowers 1 million young people over 10 years. So it gives your purpose shape, right? It helps you to know what you are doing. It helps you to plan. We said that vision gives purpose, movements, right? So purpose is like the compass, right? It keeps you oriented. Why vision becomes the word map and the momentum. Vision becomes the path and the momentum. So without vision, you might feel inspired. Without vision, you might feel inspired. You might feel inspired, but you are stuck in one place. Without vision, your purpose has with vision, your purpose has something to build towards: goal, projects, and strategy. This is very important, because when you have vision, you are able to set goals. You are able to have projects you want to build, you want to pursue. You are able to come up with strategies. So when you have a vision, you can bring them down to goals: quarterly goals, monthly goals, weekly goals, daily goals, right? So that you don't just get stuck. You are not just inspired and you remain one place. But when you have a vision, you can break it down to goals. And with that, you are moving. You are at peace. You are not pressured. You are not confused. You trust the process. Like I said, vision gives purpose clarity. It translates your inner calling into clear outer expression. When you articulate a compelling vision, it helps others to understand what you care about, and it will help them to know whether or not to support you. So it's important that if you are pursuing your vision, you have a clear purpose statement. I'm working with a school, and one of the things I want to help them to do is a startup school, right? A small school, is to come up with a vision statement for their school. Because when you have a vision statement as a school owner and you put it where it is visible, it can help parents to understand what you care about, where you are going, the kind of impact you want to make in the life of the children. And that will also somehow motivate, attract people who will support you, people who will be a member of your tribe. And it also helps to make decisions faster and words faster, and helps you to say no to the things that does not align. We live in a world that is full of distraction. But when you have a clear vision, you can know the things that align. You easily know the things you can say no to. So let us look at why vision matters, right? Why vision matters. Number one, vision ignites motivation, right? Vision ignites motivation. When you have a picture of what your life could become, you are energized. You are energized. And you need that energy, because sometimes you don't feel like doing some things. You don't feel like practicing. You don't feel like studying. You don't feel like doing certain things that you need to do, to get your vision to materialize, to make the kind of impact you want to make. But when you have a clear mental picture that is written down, or that you even have a pictorial image of it that you place somewhere where you see it every day, it gets you motivated. It gets you energized. Number two, it gives you endurance. It gives endurance, because you need endurance. A clear vision helps you to push through challenges, because you know where you are going, right? It helps you to push, to go through challenges, because you know where you are going. When you have a clear mental picture, see, like I said, life is going to bring a lot of things. There are going to be a lot of disappointments, right? There's going to be a lot of setbacks. There's going to be difficult situations. But when you know where you are going, right, it is easy for you to push through. It is easier for you to push through. Now, it is not just knowing where you are going. It is also that you are excited. You are excited about where. We say vision is where, right? Vision is different from personal ambition. Vision is different from I want to build a house in my village. Vision is different from in the next 10 years, I want to have an apartment in Lekki. That is different. Vision, like I said, one of the elements of vision is that it has, one of the elements of vision is what are you contributing? What are you building? Right? So vision is not something that is self-centered. It's about the kind of impact you want to make. So it is not just that you know where you are going, right? The endurance doesn't come from you know where you are going. It also comes from the fact that you are excited about where you are going. The vision excites you somehow. When I think about when I imagine the future and I think about the possibility of having young people who are living their life passionately with a sense of purpose, it excites me. It gives me energy, emotional energy. Number 3, it helps you to make decisions. It makes decision making easier, right? When you have a clear mental picture of where you are headed to, with your gifts, with your energy, with your passion, decision making becomes easier, right? In every aspect of your life, when it comes to relationship, it becomes easier. Sometimes when it comes to relationship, especially when it comes to traditional relationship like marriage, people find it difficult. People think that you have to cut somebody for 5 years, 6 years to know that person. When you are purpose driven and you have a sense of vision, a clear picture of where your life is headed to, you somehow know the kind of people who are going to fit into that. So marriage to you or traditional relationship to you is not just about ticking societal box. To you, it has to be a partnership for purpose. It has to be a partnership that will somehow facilitate purpose, vision. Because you're going to present, this is my vision, this is, you understand. So it helps you to make decisions. It helps decision easier in terms of your finance. When you have a clear mental picture, when you have a clear sense of direction, you can confidently say no to the things that does not align, right? You can confidently say no to an offer to come to the UK if that does not align with your vision. Yes, the average Nigerian will take that offer, but if you have a clear mental picture of where your life is headed to and going to the UK this year does not align with that, you can confidently say no, right? Somebody else will think that you are stupid. But it doesn't align. so you say no to it. Number 4, it helps you to break free from survival mode. It helps you to break free from survival mode. Almost the average person wants to come out from survival mode, right? Nobody wants to feel like they are being used to make money in their workplace. Nobody wants to feel like they are doing business and it's just about surviving, right? Just to get money to eat food and pay bills. But the problem is that most people don't have a sense of vision, a sense of purpose. And when you don't have a clear mental picture, a direction of where you want to take your life to, you don't have goals, you don't have plans. So it is not just enough to want to come out of survival mode. You also need to have a plan. You also need to have goals. So a sense of vision, a clear mental picture helps you to come out of survival mode. Because when you have that clear mental picture and you see that it is written down, you write it down, you see it every single day, it helps you to come up with strategies, with plan on how to come out of this survival mode and begin to thrive. Without it, some people get stuck in paying bills and reacting to life. So when vision is missing, what happens? When vision is missing, you feel stuck, you feel bored, you feel lost. You get easily distracted and become reactive to life. You are busy, but you are not fulfilled. You are not satisfied. Life feels like endless loop of tasks instead of a meaningful journey. One of the things I said when I started this series is that, humans, we are biological beings, right? We are also spiritual beings. We are also beings that longs for meaning. So a clear mental picture helps you not just to see life as an endless loop of tasks, but you also see meaning in the things you are doing. There will always be pains and difficulties in life, but the question is, are they meaningful? A mother will pass through the pain of childbirth, but to her, that pain is meaningful. She wants to do it again because the pain is meaningful to her. So I want to help you to, clarify your vision, right? To come up with a vision for your life. And, we're going to look at certain questions, okay? So, number 1, ask yourself, what do I see as possible for my life if I live in alignment with my highest values? What do I see possible for myself if I live in alignment with my highest values? Number 2, ask yourself, if I could change one thing in the world, what could it be? If I can change one thing in the world, what could it be? I mentioned that one of the elements of purpose is, what is the contribution, or what are you building? So this talks about, if I could change one thing in the world, what could it be? Number 3, what future would excite me to wake up every single day? Number 4, If fear didn't exist in my mind, what would I pursue? Right? What would you pursue if you are not afraid? If fear didn't, just assume that you cannot fail, right? Assume that failure is not there. What would you pursue? What kind of career would you pursue? What kind of business would you pursue? What kind of personality, what kind of a person will you pursue? So write them down, and that will help you to to clarify your vision. Another thing you would do is, who are the people that you see as models for you? Who are the people that when you see them, you see yourself in them, right? When you see them in action, you see yourself in them. So these are your role models. Your role models, helps you to clarify your vision. It helps you to see the kind of impact, because they represent, they are living, they are doing the kind of things, making the kind of impact that your soul longs for. So who are they in society? So write down 5 persons in society that when you see them in action, you see yourself in them, right? When Miles Moron was alive, and anytime I see him talking, preaching about leadership, about purpose, I see myself in him, right? I see myself in him. So these are the things that will give you clue, that will help you to clarify your vision. Without a compelling vision, even a clearer purpose can remain dormant. Vision stretch you, calls you, and keep your purpose alive and focused. So to have a vision is very, very important. One of the things that it says somewhere in the Christian scriptures that without vision my people perish, right? So it's important to have a vision. Even if a family does not have a vision, people perish, because there is no sense of direction. You don't know how to spend money. Part of the problem we have as a nation is that we have visionless leaders. We have leaders with ambition. We have leaders that want to accumulate and amass wealth for themselves, but they don't have a vision of a nation. They don't have a vision of a better Nigeria. So without vision, my people perish. Without vision, purpose remain dormant. And if you have a vision, the first step is write them down. Put it in writing, so that it will be clear, so that you will see it every single day. So I'm going to stop here, and I believe I have said some things that have that is going to bless you, that is going to help you to clarify your vision, to come up with your personal vision statements. And if you have a question, I want you to put it down in the comment section and I will respond. Thank you for listening.